Your dreams is a lot of people's nightmare. For a long time, you felt like there was something going on behind the scenes that you couldn't understand. For a while, your enemies, past relationships, past friends, even exes, family members, etc., people that you work with, co-workers, ex-co-workers, right? They were afraid of your light. They were terrified of your power. And they were afraid of you one day stepping into that power. A lot of y'all, you probably introverted. This message is for introverts or people for a long time that carried certain traumas, maybe a lot of insecurities. Maybe your confidence, your light was buried, like your power was buried, under years and years of probably abuse, um, situations with your parents, family dynamics, social dynamics. You wasn't in your power for a long time. But a lot of these people that were around you, they sensed your power. They saw your light and they did their best to dim it. And you couldn't understand why when you were in certain social circles, certain relationships in your household, your family, where they will try to undermine you, they'll try to belittle you, they'll try to mock you in certain ways. This is an attempt to bury you, to bury your power and to dim your light because they were afraid that if one day you truly understood your value and you started to walk in your power, that you'll steal the show. And the show I'm talking about is your life. They want to have control over your life. They don't want you to control your own life. Sound crazy, right? But it's true. See, these people, they created a narrative about you to paint you as weak, small, maybe mentally unstable, incompetent, or somebody that didn't have any potential or talent to go out in the world and be successful. But this is the furthest thing from the truth. These people, they knew that you have something special in you, and they wanted to bury your light so much to the point where you couldn't even see your own light, to a point where you are always being punished and beat down. They will put you through humiliation rituals to where you will get to a place to where you don't even like yourself. They wanted you to walk around in shame, in self doubt, in insecurity, afraid, low self esteem. They wanted you to be so insecure about yourself and have a negative perception of yourself that you start to beat your own self down, that you sabotage your own light, that you even get to a point where you pity yourself. And behind the scenes, while the whole time this is going on, as they're attempting to make you feel these kind of ways, they're laughing because they created all the gossip. They created all the smear campaigns. They created all these narratives about you in hopes that you will fold under the narratives because everybody's talking about you. Everybody's watching you. People are looking at you a certain way. People talking about you negatively. So they wanted you to break and fold under the pressure of everybody always talking about you, especially in a negative light. And especially when you already probably in a space where you were in a space where you probably already didn't even have much support at that time. So on top of not having much support, so like the whole world around you, like people just bashing you and talking negative of you, and you walking down the street, you going in a grocery store and you see somebody and they looking at you funny up and down. They wanted the gossip and the smear to break you so that you would become what they said you were. Again, which is weak, which is nothing, which is somebody that, can't handle life, um, somebody that isn't powerful, somebody that isn't beautiful or attractive, somebody that doesn't have the potential or ability to be successful. They wanted to break you down to a point where you started to break your own self down because of the pressure. But they're afraid now. They're scared to death because you overcame all of that. You had the strength, the resilience, and the will, and the fortitude, and the endurance to empower yourself despite everybody around you saying all these negative things about you and creating all these false narratives. You understand me? So they're terrified now because you're finally stepping into your power. Your light is shining more than ever before. You're not worried about what people are saying. You walk into your truth. You walk into your your power. You're bold. You're confident. You're making progress. You're being successful. You're evolving. You're elevating and elevating and elevating. And as you elevate, these people right now, they're melting like a damn witch. I don't know if that's the Wizard of Oz or one of those movies. When I saw a lot of animated movies where y'all know them Disney movies, to where when the witch has some type of spell on her or light in front of her, she start melting and folding and she start going away. That's how these people are feeling right now. They're melting right now because your light is exposing the evil and wicked attempts. These people mad wicked. The wicked attempts to ruin your life. You probably could have been doing a lot more or had more fruitful relationships, but they made sure to destroy your image. And again, they wanted you to fold so that eventually, over a period of time, you will break down and look like and become what they said you were, what they were painting you as. But they themselves knew that you weren't that type of person, but they wanted you to look that way because they were afraid that if you tapped into your power, you will get all the attention. You will get a lot of love. You will get a lot of support for your venture, for your business, right? They did not want to see you have anything, let alone, but it's not about what you would acquire, like material possessions or success. It was more so about they never wanted you to become what they saw you capable of becoming. They wanted to bury your light, but now that you're walking in your light and it's shining and you know how to protect it, you're resilient. Um, you've cut these people off. You're powerful and you're not looking back. They're melting, they're hiding because everybody's looking at them like, wait a minute, I thought you said such and such was this. Why did you say they were like this? Why did you do this? Why did you say that? Why did you? Now people are questioning them. Now they're losing allies. They're losing friends. Nobody's rocking with them because everybody sees they were so cruel and what they did to you was really unnecessary. Why work so damn hard to paint someone in a negative light or in a weak light so that other people won't rock with you? That's what they wanted. They wanted people to not have anything to do with you. They wanted people, your environments, they wanted your own family to abandon you because they even wanted your family to believe these things about you. Because think about it, right? Check it out. Human psychology said we naturally think, well, if everybody's going around saying this about this person, about you, if everybody's talking about you in a certain way, then it must be true, right? It has to be true because everybody's saying it. This is exactly the common denominator and the common narrative that they wanted. They wanted people's brains to work in that way to where they say, yo, it got to be true because everybody's talking this way about you. Everybody's talking this way about him. Everybody's saying this about it. Got to be true. They wanted everyone to believe it so much that they would just look at you in a definitive way to say, that's who they are, and to not support you and not rock with you. But these people, man, is backfiring right now. A lot of y'all are walking in your power. You're walking in your truth. You're no longer carrying um too much light. You walking in a calm confidence, in a unshakable will. Like your power is fortified, it's concrete. You're like a rock right now. And you're never going back to that place to where you're easily get people in. I'm not saying you're stubborn, or I'm not saying you're bitter. You're just more aware and you're more concrete in your truth and in your power. And these people are melting, man, because you are going to get everything that you always wanted and everything they try to prevent you from getting, because it's not about the things, it's about you, your power, your light. You understand? Your talent, your gifts are now going to be moving forward because you're no longer allowing the world to suppress you or to crush you or attempt to crush you. You're no nonsense. Um, and these people know it's over for them because your dreams equal their nightmare. They wanted you to have nobody. They didn't want you to have no love in your life. They didn't want to have you. They didn't want you to have any success. They didn't want you to have any financial abundance. They were afraid of you becoming so great because they knew you were great. And that's why they attacked you. These people they're demonic. They're bitter. They're miserable. They're super insecure. Like you really inflate their insecurities. but now your power is destroying their ego. They have this fragile ego to where a lot of their confidence was predicated on them crushing you. It was predicated on them having this superior status or superior position to you, and they was able to create that for a long period of time because of the narrative. But now nobody believes the narrative. Not everybody sees you for who you really are, and they're looking at them for who they are. See, the truth is just happening both ways. Folks are seeing you for who you are, and they're also seeing that person for who they are. And a lot of people are coming on your side now. They're joining your team because they see that you are the truth, and it's undeniable. And a lot of these people, they're scrambling, they're scraping, they're panicking, they're nervous because the whole narrative that they created about you and even about themselves is crumbling. So, in a sense, it's like being in a dark room. You were in darkness for a long time with all the gossip and everything, and even to a point where you felt overwhelmed. But just like in a dark room at nighttime, right? It's so dark, but all you have to do is have a cell phone. And now one little cell phone, if you turn the flash on it, if you even, click the phone and the light from the screen comes up, your light, just by yourself, your light makes all the darkness flee. Just you, one person, just with you living in your truth, walking in your power. You're confident now more than ever before. You know who you are. You tapped in with God and you see God in yourself even. And your light alone is making all the darkness flee, all the false narratives, all the gossip, all the bullshit. Like, excuse me, but everything is just fleeing. You alone by yourself, walking in your power, is making all these false narratives and all these attempts to bring you down just go away. So, congratulations, man. Just keep being aware as you move forward because we have people in this world that will try to dim your light and would do the most unthinkable things to try to destroy your life, not in the way that you think they would, but just trying to make you look like something that you're not, to try to ruin your image, and destroy your reputation and gossip and sabotage your reputation and your relationships so that you wouldn't have the social resources that you need to get things moving. But they're panicking now. So your dreams literally equal their nightmare. And these people, they really don't know what the hell to do. But that's none of your business. Keep having fun, keep living life, keep being successful, keep winning. I'll see you on the next one, man. Peace.